Hey, what's going on, guys? TalkNorwichCity here, back for another Norwich City news daily video, the series where I bring you all of the latest Norwich City news in one concise video series, so you don't have to go scouring the internet trying to find your Norwich City news fix for the day. And once again, it's another busy one. It's Saturday morning. It doesn't quite feel right still that I'm not going to a Norwich City game today. Saturdays are meant for football. I'm going to be playing cricket today, but still, I'd rather be going to Carrow to cheer on the boys. But not too long until pre-season. Looking forward to getting to them games. Let's get straight into the news. And once again, loads of transfer stuff. And the funny thing is I can remember last summer doing this, and it was like rumour after rumour after rumour. We didn't sign anyone until July, mid-July at that. And this time, it's like transfer. There's not really any rumours leading up to the transfers. It just comes out of nowhere, which shows that Norwich City are keeping things a bit closer to their chest. They've obviously found the method that keeps these stories from journos. The local journos are still getting the coops, obviously, but it's interesting to see. Let's start with this story, is that Rangers are going to up their bid to £1.2 million for Graham Dorrans. Now, Graham Dorrans, 30 years old. I still really rate him. I think he's a top footballer, but obviously I think he probably wants to move further up north, further up north, and Rangers I think would be a good move for him. I think he'd probably start week in, week out. Rangers are trying to build something there. I still think 1.2 million is a bit minimal. I think we should be looking at least £2 million for Graham Dorrans. Yes, he's not exactly got age on his side, but he's still a top player, and I think he'd be a top player in the SPL. I think we should keep on pushing until we get to that £2 million mark. I'm sure there's going to be other clubs that want Graham Dorrans. I suppose the other thing is, though, is we can't keep... Do we want to keep hold of him on that kind of wage? I'm not going to speculate what kind of wage he's on, but he's going to be earning a fair bit. And if we can get him off the wage book, then that's going to save us maybe a couple of million a year as well. So Graham Dorrans, I would expect him to leave. I would rather be seeing about a fee of £2 million for Graham Dorrans, but if we pick up 1.2 million, I don't think £800,000 is gonna screw us over too much. The next bit of news, and this is probably one of the most interesting, is Johnny Howson. Burnley apparently make an inquiry for Johnny Howson. Now, he's been linked with Leeds, he's been linked with other championship clubs, and now Burnley have come in. Now, Burnley are struggling in terms of midfielders. They've got Joey Barton out for 18 months due to a gambling fine. Dean Marnie, I think, has done his ligaments in. They've got, is it Stephen Velor they're looking to sell. He was like £7 million. Johnny Howson, they know he'd perform in the Premier League. They know he would be a professional. And for £6 to £8 million in Premier League money, that is a very good bit of business for Johnny Howson. 29 years old, he's still got a couple of years left in him. I think that would be a top signing for Burnley. As well as that, still playing Premier League football. We're not selling to a direct competitor, and he's still moving up north. So this one makes sense to me. Now, obviously, if it happens is another story, but it makes sense to me more than Leeds, more than a Derby County or someone like that. I've got a feeling that possibly Johnny Howson might be going to Burnley, and I think if we could pick up £6 million for him, then that would be a good bit of business. Of course, we brought in Mario Vrancic for 750 grand. So if we could sell Johnny Howson for £6 million, you're pretty much making a £5 million profit and a player-for-player change, which is good because we do need to be careful of our finances. Yes, we're not in a sorry state of affairs, but you do have to be careful. Otherwise, we could find ourselves in a bit of trouble if we don't go up next season. But that's a long way down the line. Johnny Howson, probably expect him to go as well as Graham Dorrans. That's why we're bringing in the likes of Mario Vrancic, Molly Watkins, who could possibly play through the middle, and other players like that. Of course, we've still got Louis Thompson, Alex Tete on the books. So we're not going to be short of midfielders. I probably expect us to bring another one in. But if we can pick up maybe £9 million for Graham Dorrans and Johnny Howson combined, I think that's good business for us. Now, the next bit of news is this pretty much sounds like a done deal. It's Arsenal defender Christian Bilic, Polish chap, 19 years old, played for the Poland under-21s. He's made 2 appearances for Arsenal, both in the EFL Cup. Was on loan at Birmingham for about 10 games last season, towards the latter stage of the season, done quite well there. 19 years old, tall, good defender. Christian Bilic might be the one. Season-long loan deal is being rumoured. Arsenal brought him in for £2.4 million as a 17-year-old from Legia Warsaw. So who knows? It could be him. And the next bit of transfer news is Sean Raggett. Now, this is still rumbling on. We reported on this about, 2 weeks ago? £350,000 release clause from Lincoln Town. 6'5" defender, kind of rose to fame from his goal against Burnley in the FA Cup. Towering player, and could be an absolute gem if we're able to get hold of him for £350,000. Now, West Ham are also interested in this one, so it would be a serious coup if we did go and get him. But he's probably pretty much guaranteed game time at Norwich City because we're not exactly gifted when it comes to centre-backs. I fully expect this man to stay. Timmy Close, I think his relationship with Daniel Farke, Mario Vrancic talked very openly that the likes of Tim Close helped him bring to the club. So I expect Tim Close to be in the plans, and I hope he is. Stick him next to a Sean Raggett, and that's instantly a pretty decent centre-back pairing. You've then got maybe Harry Toffolo down the left if we bring in another left-back, and Ivo Pinto down the right. That looks like a fairly stable defensive sort of partnership. So Sean Raggett, keep an eye out on that. If I was Norwich, I'd chuck the 350 grand at Lincoln and say, look, come to us, mate. Offer him a decent wage and see what he can do. It's a bit of a win-win. Not much risk involved, on the cheap. Very nice indeed. And the final bit of news, bit sad really. Well, not overly sad. I'm not going to lose sleep about it. But Alan Irvine has left Norwich City. I think we all expected it really, didn't we? Obviously, not really in Daniel Farke's plans. And I think Alan Irvine deserves to have more of a say at a football club. I just want to put on record, I thought Alan Irvine done a fantastic job at Norwich City. He came in, he steadied the ship. He was originally told that he'd be in charge for 2 games. He ended up taking 10 games in charge, steadied the ship, was very professional in the way he worked. Everyone who spoke to him said he was an absolute gent. The players said he was brilliant. So I think we should all put on sort of record and say a big thank you to Alan Irvine, because it really could have gone tits up if he wasn't as professional as he was, if he wouldn't have even taken the job. So big up to Alan Irvine. I hope he goes out and gets a good, a good place at a good club, and he spends the rest of his career really well, because I think he's done a really great job here at Norwich City in very, very difficult circumstances. As well as that, apparently it's expected, according to Michael Bailey, that Frankie McAvoy, who was brought in by Alex Neil from Hamilton, and also Dean Kiley, who was our goalkeeper coach / set piece coach, or was doing set pieces last season, and also defensive work, is also expected to stay. So keeping that kind of little bit of British core around the coaches, which might come in handy. So that's the news for today. So we've got Sean Raggett and what's his name, Christian Bielich, rumoured to be coming in. Johnny Howson and Graham Dorrans. Then rumours continue to rumble on. And of course, Alan Irvine, who's also left. So let me know your thoughts on that. Once again, all positive for me. Hit a like, hit a subscribe. That doesn't make sense, but hit it anyway. Not too hard. You don't want to hurt it. Thanks very much for watching, and see you later. Peace out.